Welcome back to another Not Technique Tuesday, the video exercise technique series that we originally named Technique Tuesday, but thought that was stupid and couldn't think of a better name, so now it's Not Technique Tuesday. And this week, we're going to do a video on how to help, and by we, I mean myself and Anthony behind the camera, the very charming cameraman. Anthony, nod, you are charming. There we go. We're going to do a video on if you're having trouble with your squats, specifically if you're having shoulder pain when you squat, how to fix it. Now, in the last 2 weeks, we've done one video on how to fix knee pain if you have knee pain when you're squatting. And the other video was, what was the other video? How to get deeper in the squat if you're having trouble getting deeper. If you can click one of them here, maybe one of them here, maybe both of them here. I don't know how this works. Anthony's gonna do it. Should be able to click them, go look at them, make sure you subscribe, go watch those if you haven't already. Either way, today we're talking shoulder pain squats. Next week, we're talking back pain squats. So if you don't subscribe already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to make sure you get notified when a new video comes out. Now, when we're talking about shoulder pain with the squats, there's a lot that we can cover. I'm gonna discuss a couple very quick ways to change how you're holding the bar, where you're holding the bar, and what you're doing with your shoulder and with your hands and even your thumb to relieve the stress on your shoulder, to make sure that your squat isn't affected negatively, and to make sure that your shoulders stay strong and safe and healthy and pain-free. Now, I'd say probably the biggest issue that will cause squatters' shoulder is when you see a lot of coaches promoting this, you need a very tight, your hands need to be really close into your shoulders to squat properly. Now, if you have a lot of shoulder mobility and it doesn't cause you pain, by all means, get your hands in as tight as possible because it's gonna be easier to keep your upper back tight. But number one, most people don't have enough shoulder mobility to go in that close. And number two is, even if you do have the mobility, you're putting more stress on your shoulder than you need to. If you're a competitive powerlifter, by all means, go as close as you want if you're okay with a little bit of irritation in the shoulder. But if you're just squatting to look better and feel better and move better and because you like to fucking squat, there's no need to have stress in your shoulder at all. So what I say is, instead of going as close as possible, and Anthony, you might want to come and get a better angle over here. Instead of coming in as close as you possibly can, what I like to say is, Anthony, can you get a shot of this, the knurling right here? The knurling is going to be different on every bar, but what I like to start with is getting about a thumb's width away from the knurling. Now, again, the knurling on every bar is going to be different. Sometimes it's going to be closer in, sometimes it's going to be further out, but just in general, especially if you're squatting in the same gym, you're using the same bar more or less, figure out where the knurling is and try and start with about a thumb's width away. Usually it's going to be slightly wider than shoulder width apart, so you can pan out a little bit, Anthony, and see relative to my shoulders where they are. Now I'm going to get underneath the bar, and you're going to see when I go underneath, it's slightly wider than shoulder width. And then I stand up, this is where my hand is, okay? So that's a good starting point. Now, let's say from there you have shoulder pain. That actually causes shoulder tightness. You can't get underneath. What do? My first move, take your grip width out even more, just slightly. It doesn't have to be a lot, but I'd say maybe another thumb's width or half a thumb's width. So instead of being here, look at the half, bring it over, boom, now you're here. Do the same on the other side. Look at the half, bring it over, boom. Now you're wider and you can get underneath the bar, and it's easier. And it's easier because you have given yourself your shoulders more breathing room to get underneath the bar, and you are able to better get into what's called external rotation. When you are here, you have a limited range. The wider out you go, the more ability you have to move through your shoulder. In the same way that if you have issues getting deep enough in the squat, or you get hip pain when you squat, sometimes taking your stance a little bit wider gives you more breathing room in your hips. Same thing with this. When you have shoulder pain, getting a little bit wider gives you more breathing room to move through your shoulder. All right, now let's say you go all the way out to the knurling, right? You go all the way out here, like we'll call it like ring finger or middle finger on that knurling piece right there, which is a pretty wide grip. You come here and you come here, and you can look and see, obviously that's pretty wide. Maybe, let's just say you get the thumb on the knurling and it's a really wide grip, and all of a sudden it still causes you shoulder pain. Number one, I would say doing shoulder mobility exercises, which I have a lot of them, and I'll link a couple down in the description. Seated scapular wall slides is a really good one. It's probably my favorite one. I'm gonna link that one in the description below so you can see that. But just doing shoulder mobility exercises will help a lot because just widening your grip, and the next tip I'm gonna show you, it helps, but it's sort of just working around the problem. So number one, fix the problem by doing more shoulder mobility drills. If you go that wide, it's still causing problems and you're doing shoulder mobility drills. A really cool tip that I like to use is from here, instead of having your thumb wrapped underneath the bar like this, I like to put my thumb over the bar like this. Now, it might not look like a lot, but what happens is when your thumb is in this way, your shoulder is internally rotated. And when you put your thumb over the bar, you slightly externally rotate, and it might not seem like a lot, but give it a shot, you automatically feel less torque and stress on your shoulder. And even more, what you can do is, Anthony, if you come here and look from this angle, a lot of people, they'll be here, and then they bring the thumb out, and you can see it slightly externally rotates, and from there, you can even come and grip the bar like this. So I'll actually show you, I'll go on this side so you can see, you start here, then you go here, and then you can grip it so the bar is in the bottom of your palm and just grip it tight with your fingertips here. It's significantly more externally rotated, which gives you a lot more breathing room and a lot less stress and torque on your shoulder. So now, I'll come on the other side. I can get back to about a thumb's width away, shoulder or thumb on top of the bar, not underneath, keep the thumb on top. I'm gonna get that grip right here where, just like this, get underneath, and it's way, way, way more comfortable. I don't lose any tightness. I don't sacrifice any safety. It's the exact same thing. Basically, I'm just more able to get more breathing room through my shoulder, so I don't have as much torque or stress on it, and it will help a lot. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. If you don't already subscribe, please do hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified. If you don't like the content, you can unsubscribe, call me Muggle. I won't be offended, totally fine. And remember, next week, talking about how to fix lower back pain in your squats, and already spoke about how to fix knee pain in the squats and how to get deeper in the squats if you're having trouble getting low. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.